my loves, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be creating this bronzy look using the Natasha Denona Glow Face palette and the eyeshadow palette. I'm also going to be playing with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. So we're gonna get into some swatches, obviously the look and my overall thoughts at the end of the video. So with that being said, let's just get started. Alright my loves, so here's the palette. I am so obsessed with the packaging and just overall the shade selection. Look at this beauty right here. Focus. It is stunning, you guys. It is so pretty. So I already primed my eyelids, so I'm gonna start off with this shade right here. It's like the perfect transition shade. It's called Sundown. I'm gonna be grabbing my MAC 224 and I'm just gonna apply this in my crease. Let's zoom in. I just want to show you guys real quick. I'm getting a little bit of kickback, but nothing major. See, just a little bit right there. Not too bad. Alright, so now I'm going to grab this shade right next to it. This one right here called Suntan. So now I'm going to grab this reddish, rusty brown shade called Magma with a MAC 217. I'm forgetting the number, the brush numbers. Alrighty, so now I'm going to grab the shade Bliss down here. Okay, so dry. There's pigment, but I'm not like, oh. The shade is beautiful. I think this is the duochrome, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just going to use my finger. So much better. That's gorgeous. That is beautiful. Let's use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Setting Spray. Like, I feel like it applies a lot better either with your finger or if you wet the brush. So now I'm gonna grab High Degree, which is this kind of like, what do you call that? Like a copper color. And I'm just gonna pack this towards the outer. See, like this shade is a lot more pigmented than the one that I just applied. Here we go. So I'm trying to use as many shades as possible. I'm gonna grab this bright yellow gold right here. Focus, that one. It's so pretty. It's called Alloy. That's same to 24. To 24, 242. What is wrong with me? And I'm just gonna pop that in the center. But I am going to there we go. I'm gonna grab MAC's Graphblack Technakohl liner. I'm gonna grab this shade right here called Deep Dive. I'm gonna grab this smudging brush right here. It's just like a flat smudging shader brush. Now I'm gonna grab this pencil brush and I'm gonna smoke it out even more. I don't want it to be super precise. I want it to be kind of like this blown out liner almost. Now I'm gonna mix this shade right here, Magma, with Deep Dive. Yes, with my MAC 217 brush. So eyes are pretty much almost done. I'm just gonna put some mascara. This is the Extended Plate by MAC. And then I'm just gonna pop some lashes on. Okay, so I use the Ardell 113s, and let me tell you, I put them backwards. I put the left one on the right one and right one on the left one. So these lashes, they're like cat eye. So the inner corner is really short and it gets longer. And so I thought they were gonna look crazy, but they look okay. So we're gonna leave them on. I'm gonna start by prepping the skin. I'm gonna use the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray from Charlotte Tilbury. Listen, this spray has a nice fragrance to it. It's not overpowering, but I just feel like if you don't like fragrance at all, you're probably not gonna like this. So let's move on to primer. I'm gonna use the Moisture Infusion from MAC. I think I zoomed out a little too much. There we go. This is amazing. Dry skin. I'm sure you guys already know what this is. The Hollywood Flawless filter in the shade number 6. For foundation, I'm gonna use the Bobbi Brown Skin in the shade Golden 6. Golden Honey 5.75 with the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, the Illuminating one in the shade Golden Radiance. Concealer, this is the NARS Radiant Creamy in the shade Sucre d'Orge Medium Dark 1.5. So Airbrush Powder number 2 by Charlotte Tilbury with the Real Technique setting brush. Use the Fenty Teddy. This is the Cheeks Out Cream Bronzer. Grab the Bronze Cheek Face Glow palette, and I'm gonna start with this shade right here. This is a cream like highlighter. Let me just swatch it so you guys can see. Ooh, wait a minute. It's kind of like a putty situation. Okay, there you go. I'm just gonna, okay. It's kind of like this opalescent highlight. I am a little thrown, kind of like by the formula, because I was expecting like super cream, but this is different. I like it. Okay, this is the Skin Weightless Foundation by Bobbi Brown in the shade Golden, and this is a MAC 129 brush. And then right on top of that, because you guys already know, Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Radiant Light, just to add that glow from within. I'm gonna drench my skin with both of these. So I'm gonna layer them. I'm gonna start with the Fix Plus. And I'm gonna go in with the first Sally. Yeah, I'm extra, but this is how I like my skin to look. Glowy, dewy, wet, young, youthful. Okay, so I'm gonna bronze my face real quick with the 140 brush from MAC, and I think I'm gonna use the Ipanema Sun from Becca. I have not used this in a while. This is a nice bronzer, but I just don't really grab it that often. Not because I don't like it, it's just I don't. I'm so used to using the same bronzers all the time. Like my Hourglass, my Fenty, and now like I'm obsessed with the Charlotte one. So, alrighty, so we're gonna go back in with the palette. And now we have to try out the cream blush. So this one right here, let me just swatch it because this as a cream blush on my skin tone, I don't know, honey. So that looks like, that's that right there. That's more like a highlight. So this is what I'm gonna do, you guys, because that as a blush, I don't know. I'm just gonna grab my sponge, use that as a base for my blush, because this will work beautifully on a more fair complexion as a blush. Like if you have very fair skin, beautiful. But 10 to deeper complexions, nah, boo-boo. But as a highlight, it's a vibe. I'm gonna grab the Bloom Blush and Glow palette, and I'm gonna grab this shade at the bottom here, and I'm gonna use that as a blush instead. So now we have these two at the bottom. I'm going to use this right here on top of the blush that I applied, and then I'm gonna mix it with the other one as a highlight. So just wanna see what we got going on. And then I'm gonna grab the other one, the lighter shade, right here. Just gonna apply a little bit on my cupid's bow. I'm just using this shade right here. That highlight is so pretty. Let's finish up the eyes. I'm going to apply the same pencil on the waterline real quick. I believe this is, I said it was Graphblack, yeah. Going back in with the palette, I'm gonna grab this shade Deep Dive with Magma and that smudging brush I used earlier. You guys, sorry if you hear the AC, but it's hot, okay? It is so hot. So let's finish up these eyes. I'm going to now grab this shade at the bottom called Silk. I'm gonna grab my Fix Plus again. This is a MAC 221 brush. Lips, I'm using Cork by MAC. I'm going to be using this Crush Liquid Lip by Bobbi Brown in shade East Coast Lake. I'm going to grab MAC See-Through Lip Gloss. This is amazing for that, like that perfect nude. Gonna set everything with the Air Flawless by Charlotte Tilbury. Alrighty, my love, so this is the final look. I feel like a baddie, okay? I feel like a baddie, honey. Let me stop. Okay, so let's talk about the products. I'm going to start off with the setting spray from Charlotte Tilbury. Like I said, I've been testing this out. It's really nice. I feel like this is great for setting your makeup with. It reminds me of like the Urban Decay All Nighter, where it allows your makeup to kind of, you know, last a little longer. Even though to me those type of claims don't really matter, because it's all about your skin type, how you prep your skin, the type of products you're using, the climate you're in. But personally, I love it for just applying it and spraying it throughout my makeup application. Excuse my son in the background. But it does have a fragrance to it, so if you're very sensitive to that, keep that in mind. You may not necessarily like it, but I like the scent. I really like the scent. I like how it feels. I love the what do you call this, the nozzle, whatever. It just, I find like it's very fine. Like it's a very fine mist. It doesn't spit at you. I really like it. I really like it. Do I think that it's like a must-have? It's preference. It's preference. I love setting sprays. I love hydrating mists, and this is definitely something that I'm going to continue to use. Do I like this more than, like, for example, the MAC Fix Plus? Probably not, because MAC Fix Plus is a lot more affordable, and I find that with this I get more hydration, and I'm just a fan of the MAC Fix Plus, but I do like this a lot, you know what I mean? Moving on to the eyeshadow palette. Listen, this is a beauty. The packaging, I love how sleek it is. It's very travel friendly. I like that about it. Let's talk about the shade selection. Let me just put this here so I don't blind you guys. I love the fact that she kept everything very warm tone. I can't stand when companies come out with like a warm tone gold type of palette, and then they add pops of colors like greens, blues, and purples. I don't want color. Just give me neutral, everyday wearable, and all of these shades I can wear on a daily basis if I wanted to. You know what I mean? The mattes are very creamy, very pigmented, extremely pigmented. I was very impressed. They're very easy to blend out. None of the shades that I used that were matte were patchy. I ended up using 3 matte shades in total. So this one, the Magma, and then these 2 up here. There's 2 more matte shades. So this one at the bottom and this one, I'm gonna try them out and next time I use the palette. But so far the matte shades, amazing, no problem. Like I showed you guys, it has a little bit of kickback, but it's very minimal, nothing too extreme. I love the formula, very easy to work with. In terms of the shimmer, metallic shades, and the duochromes, beautiful. This shade right here, which is the one that I have in the inner part of my eye, it's stunning. Love this shade because it's kind of like a peachy gold, coral gold. It is beautiful. However, it's not the most pigmented shade in the palette, in my opinion. I find that you're gonna get a better application either with your finger or spraying your brush just a little bit with some sort of mist to make it pop more. But that duochrome, it just looks gorgeous. This shade right here, for example, this one is the one that I have in my inner corner, and it's beaming. It's actually very pigmented. I like that. I fell in love with this deep shade right here, the Deep Dive, which is just like a plummy shade. It almost looks black, but it's not. It's beautiful. It's kind of like a satin shade. It's not shimmery, it's not matte, but it's very creamy. And I love that to smoke out my eyes. That shade for a smoky eye period is beautiful. What else? I really like this rusty coppery shade. It's very pigmented. See, that one was a lot better in terms of application. I found that it was not like this one where I had to use like a setting spray. That one worked a lot better. And what other shade did I use? This gold shade in the middle as well, Alloy, whatever. Pigmented. So that one you don't need a setting spray. You don't need to use your finger. It's pigmented. Hands down, one of the best palettes that I've purchased, at least in the past 3 years. Obsessed. Moving on with the bronze palette again. So let's start off with this cream product right here. This one in particular I was surprised by because it's not as creamy or as dewy as the one from the original tan palette. So let me show you guys. When you touch this, the texture of this feels exactly like a cream. Compared to this one, you can see like the indentation in the product. It's more of a putty formula and it's more dry. So I feel like if you don't like that super dewy finish, you would definitely like this. I'm gonna be honest, I prefer a creamier formula just because I like that dewiness, I like that glow. So side by side, this is the one from the original palette and this is the one from the new palette. So this is more bronzy, this is a lot more kind of like golden. It's a lighter shade for sure, and it has kind of like this opalescent type of vibe to it where it kind of looks gold, but then it kind of looks a little pink, but very slightly. It's not like, excuse me, it's not like an intense pink or anything like that, but it's definitely a very pretty shade. Moving on to the next one, which is the blush. Now the blush, it's also kind of like that putty situation, but it's not as dry. I'm gonna put it right here. So that's the blush right there. So that shade as a blush on my complexion or somebody with a deeper complexion is not gonna work as a blush. It's gonna work more as a highlighting cream type of product, or for eyeshadow, I feel like it'll look really, really nice. I'm just a little bummed out that the formula of the top two is not as creamy, but with that being said, I still like it because it still gives me a glow. You see, there's still a glow, it's just more subtle. I'm gonna swatch this one right here, which is like this bronzy. This one is stunning. This one kind of reminds me of MAC Gold Deposit. So that's that right there. It is gorgeous. That I like, and I like the fact that it's kind of like almost like this super smooth creamy formula. Even though it's a powder, you don't even see texture. And then the last one, which is this one right here at the bottom, this one, same thing. This is more like a topper. You see, it's like such a glistening type of shade. Like, it's not super pigmented, but it's more of a topper shade. So overall, the bottom shades, both of them stunning. I love for highlight, like beautiful. The top two are really nice, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, like I gotta have them. But I do think that they both like work well underneath a powder formula or just on their own. They add a subtle glow from within. So now I want to grab the original palette real quick. This one only has one cream product. The other ones are powders. This is a bronzer. You get two highlighters. And here's the new one. So side by side, you guys can see. I prefer the new one for sure, hands down. The original one has a bronzer, which I'm impressed by the bronzer in this palette because it's pretty deep compared to other palettes that brands make that comes with bronzer that only work for fair to light complexions. This one's pretty okay. You know, it's not too bad, but it's not gonna work on someone with a deeper complexion. So it's kind of like that product's just gonna sit there. You know what I mean? Unless you use it as a blush. But the other products like the highlights and then the cream blush, they're all stunning. Out of the two palettes, this gives me more gold vibes, more warm tone vibes. The other one, it's nice, but I'm not like crazy about it. And I feel like this one, I was able to achieve that look that I liked. I just feel like she needs to make another one of these that's for deeper complexions. That's what she's missing with this glow palettes, whatever, the bronze ones. She is missing one for deep complexions. Recommended, but I just think that, again, if you're not into highlights, if you're not into gold shades, if you're not into cream products, then don't bother. This is for that person who likes the glow, who likes to play with creams, who likes to layer, who likes to mix. I like it. You know, I really do like this palette overall. So I'm happy with all the products, but the eyeshadow palette though, that was a vibe. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys with some swatches, and that'll be the end of this video. I hope that you guys enjoy it. Please check the description box below for all the product information. Follow me on Instagram at simplydianaj, and let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions or anything like that. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye, beauties.